Hey guys, what's poppin'? It's your boy Carter Cubes here back in another spicy YouTube video. And today I'm teaching you guys how to solve the Petal Pyraminx. So I actually got this cube a couple days ago, and it's been a really fun puzzle to solve and play with. And I wanted to make a tutorial on it because it is a really hard puzzle to solve. I did manage to figure it out by myself, but I wanted to give you guys this tutorial to help you figure it out. And the way I do it is really intuitive. So if you don't know how to solve, and you also need to know how to solve Pyraminx. So if you don't know how to solve Pyraminx, go figure that out. Learn a beginning method or something like that. You don't need anything too crazy. So let's just go ahead and get into it. Start scrambling it up. I usually start by doing a couple of Pyraminx turns, and then moving the centers a bit until I feel that it is sufficiently scrambled. Could, of course, try and follow what I'm doing, but it doesn't really matter with this cube how exactly you scramble it up. The method is the same of solving it. So I would say that's about sufficiently scrambled, so let's go ahead and get into it. So the first step of this is going to be solving the centers. But before we do that, let's go over the pieces real quick. So the pieces that are like the Pyraminx pieces, I'll call them the Pyraminx pieces, are these long pieces right here. They act as the Pyraminx edges. These that look like tips up here are actually the Pyraminx centers, and those are the actual Pyraminx pieces. Inside we have like these centers and then the inside edges, so I'll refer to them as those. So inside centers, inside edges, Pyraminx edges, and Pyraminx centers. So that's how we're going to refer to pieces, and let's get into it. So we're going to start off by solving the centers. So you can go ahead and actually orientate all your centers by just taking a look at them, and should be just a few moves, 3 at the most, really. And then you should see 1, 2, 3 on each side. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. So I like doing it this way, and you don't actually have to solve all the centers, but it will make the last step easier, so it reduces the number of cases you can have. So go ahead and just move this center up, insert a piece, and bring it back down. We have 2 of these centers solved. And now we can go ahead and look for a third piece. Since we can't move this, since if we move this up is going to push this out away, we're going to move this up top here, bring this up, and bring it over, bring it down. So now for the next 3, it's going to be pretty easy, pretty straightforward. So we see we have 1 green center that matches up. We're going to try and find another, looks like 2 over here. So we can go ahead and bring this center over here, match 1 up, and bring it back over. So now we need this center to be clear so we can use it again. So we're going to just twist it so that these 2 match up. And then we're going to move the center out of the way, move this up, over, and then down. So now we have 2 sets of centers left. So again, we're going to kind of do the same thing. Move this center out of the way, move the yellow up, over, down, and then move it out of the way. Move this out of the way, up, over, down, and that should solve all the centers. So once you have all these started, let's move on to the next step. So the next step is going to be solving some of the edges. So go ahead and choose what side you would like to solve. So I'm going to choose the yellow side because it's a bit easier to show. And the reason we have solved these centers in their correct orientation is now we can move them around without messing up the centers on each side. So I'm going to go ahead and start finding like a yellow edge, right? Let's find it's already out of the slot. So here we have a yellow edge, and we're going to look for a piece that'll match up. So we have these 2 matched. Now we need to get a red piece on one of these inner edges. So here's one right here. So we're just going to insert it, and then we can match it up. So now what we're going to go ahead and do is just how you normally put your edges in on a Pyraminx. We're just going to insert this one like that, and we have a layer like this. So we're going to find another yellow. So right here, this Pyraminx edge, and make sure you resolve your centers real quick. We're going to keep with this edge though. So I'm going to look for a yellow piece to put in, and here we found one right here. So we're going to put it up, making sure not to ruin this yellow piece right here. We're going to put it in. And now we're going to find a green piece right here. So I'm going to put it right here. No, I'm going to go right. And you want to just make sure that you don't mess up anything you already have. So we don't want to move this piece at all. So we're going to go up, down, like that. And that should put it right there. And not mess up that. Never mind, I messed up. So you will mess up a little bit, as this is a really intuitive method. So you can just go ahead and retrace your steps. Solve this edge. And now we kind of messed up over here, but we actually do have this nice little edge right here, this yellow and blue, where this piece is already solid, and we can go ahead and match it up like that. I'm going to go ahead and insert it right here. And now we have our last edge right here. It's really nice. We can just move this over and it'll match up, solve this edge. And now we can go ahead and insert it and move on to the second to last step. Okay guys, so now you should have 3 or 2 edges left on your Pyraminx to be solved. So if you were to match this up. So I actually have 3 to solve. So you're just going to go ahead and solve the rest of your Pyraminx edges. Or pieces in general. So I'm going to use my method, or the method that I use. So I'm going to go ahead and insert this back edge right here. And then so once you have all your Pyraminx edges solved, and you can use whatever method you want, it doesn't really matter. You're going to have 3 of these centers left, and this is why I told you didn't have to solve all of these centers. And you don't actually have to solve all of these edges either. You can actually only solve these. But the reason I solve all of the edges and all the centers on all these edges and all the centers is because it actually reduces the amount of cases you can have for these final 3 centers. So let's go ahead and get into how to solve the final 3 centers. So what we are going to try and get is a bar of 2 pieces, and then the rest of that side all together like this, except for this piece. So we're going to go ahead and start with green since it has the most pieces solved. Red would also work. So, and blue, but green's easier. So I just usually like to start off by, and this is very intuitive, so you're just trying to get to the certain case. So I like to just move it up, and then move this piece over and down, and actually that gave me the case I wanted. So we want, like I said, a little bar right here, and the rest of it looking like this. And it doesn't really matter, this could be your lefty or righty. So now we do not want this edge on top, so we're going to put it down here, like this. And we're going to look at this piece, and this is not what we want. We do not want it to look like this piece and this piece are on the same side. This piece needs to be over here. So a way we can fix that is to make it so that if I were to do a turn like that, this would be in the spot of that. I'm going to go up here, do a U on the side. Sorry, I meant a U prime. And again, this is intuitive, so you're going to make some mistakes. And now it should actually work. So if we go ahead and do the same thing, but it's going to be on the right side. We want this in the bottom, remember, and then put this up top, right? So we want to solve this yellow side and green side, and now we're actually really close to doing that. So we're going to move this up, over, down, and that will solve it. So that is the only real algorithm or commutator, whatever you need to know for this cube. So now we are down to the last 2 centers, and this is where it gets really quite easy. This is actually the stage where I struggled the most when I was learning it, though. So again, just kind of intuitively try to figure it out until you get a case like this, and put this edge down here, or however it fits. If it goes here or here, do whatever one works for you. Put this piece up, and oops, so this piece actually needs to go over here because it's on the same side as this piece. So again, we're going to put this so that it matches. Do a U prime up here, down, and now we actually have the correct case. So we can put this in the right side. And now we have one last finisher. Same thing we did to solve this green side. We're going to go up, bring this bar over, and down. And so now you have solved your Petal Pyraminx. Thank you guys for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed. I really hope this helped as well. This is a very fun puzzle to solve, and I really like solving it. So yeah, guys, this is going to be it for today. Thank you guys for watching, and see you later. Bye.